were maybe a little bit more exciting than they are today. I suppose it depends which ones you go to. The nomination, or a striking story. At the close of one of the old elections in Manchester, I sat at my window in the marketplace, watching the fall of a shower of rain. The stall-keepers had crept under the roofs of the sheds, and people stood in the doorways shaking the wet from their clothing. The street was very still for a few minutes. Anon there came trickling round the corner a man with a woeful countenance. He was a little square-built fellow, very poorly dressed. He looked like a hanger-on at some public house, ready to do any kind of odd jobs for drink and broken meat. One side of his face was covered with plaster, and his neck was swathed in a dirty woolen tie. He was working his passage along the opposite side of the street with his hand upon his cheek, when a voice from below my window arrested his progress. "Hey, Joe! Joe, come in here, Mum, thou be drowned. Our talking rainwater or something, come in. Thou looks like a two-legged dishclout." He halted, and he came slowly across into the shelter. His friend looked very hard at him, and then said, "Bit mum, how glad they're wonderfully altered. I should never have known thee but for that word on the Noah's end. What's to do with your face? It looks terrible side heavy." "Oh," replied he, speaking out of the corner of his mouth. "Oh, it's out of flaunters a bit, that's all." "Oh, and so it is, but look on it. What ails it?" "Oh, I calls it nomination." "Nomination? What's that? I thought they're getting toothwork." "Oh, well I have getting toothwork, you've heard a bit. But then I haven't quite as many teeth as I had last Monday. That's one comfort. Oh, best of my teeth went that day. I had one grand old buck tooth, and it was as big as a piano key. I would have lost that tooth for the sovereign, but it went. Oh, I dare say somebody's made it into a chimney ornament. and else handle for an umbrella. Oh, I lost about 9 of them altogether. And those that's left are wambling about like chips in a pond full of warp siding. Oh. It'll be a little while before my teeth get brattled again. Oh, if the ears of anybody that's got a lot of fine teeth, they're mine." Well, said his friend, "I'm sorry to hear it, old lad. Wilt have a bite of muffin?" "Muffin? Oh, well, I had all of that. I never have actually in my teeth and been right." "Well, they're welcome if they'll have a bit." "Oh, no. Oh, I'm living on spoon, mate, at present." "Oh, I see. Well, how were it done? Did it run again, summit?" "No, it run again me." "Well, what were it, a cart?" "No." "Well, what then?" "It were a brick." "Oh." "I said all to at time." "Well, how were it? Tell everybody what." "Oh, well, replied he, if thy mouth were like mine, thou wouldn't want to cample so much. But I'll tell thee, as well as I can. It were done on nomination day, and a leet of a rook of chaps going to sit row. And I thought I'd go too, and give a bit of a scrike for somewhat or other among lot. And a bonny hullabaloo it wore. I gate ram jam into the middle of them with my elbow in an old woman's ear hole. And I couldn't get it out again, did I? And third lass kept crying out, "Mister, take your elbow out of my ear hole, will you? I'm deaf enough without your plugging me up. Take it out, I'm telling you. You'll have to pay rent for that ear hole if you're stopping much longer." But there it was. And then it had to stop, for neither nor of me could stir a peg. Well, they always say, as there's more scrunching where there's least room. And it was so there, bit, Mum. Because first one lot shouted, and then another lot shouted. And I did me sure too. And I shouted every time as anybody else shouted. So I couldn't go so far wrong. That was, I thought it were all getting up for a spree. Well, after those chaps up platform had palavered and called one another too ill to run, those as were down in front begun to snowballing one another with bricks and stones, and any make a stuff has come fast. Well, that was. I used to be a rare hand at clodding when I was a lad, so that suited me. And I flying got 2 or 3 oddments myself. I began to feel as if it were a football match or something. And every time I chucked a lump, I stood upon my tippy toes to see where it let. And it's a rare game too, as long as the body doesn't get it themselves. That record work doesn't answer long when there's a good deal of folk about, and I dropped in for it a bit. I've not been a sleeping partner in that concern for a good while, but they whacked me up all at once. I'd just livered handful of slush as letting a chap's neck hole as were stood up on platform. And I was clapping my hands and shouting, "Hear, hear!" to something or another, and I couldn't hear a word as none of them said. Well, every blink of whoosh to me chops. I began to mind my own business after that. I've quite a different way of looking at things. I said, no more of them parcels out. Me ain stroke fire. I seen Solomon's temple and all his glories. And folk thought I were hugging me head, and I were too. I took no more notice of their speeches. The election were over as far as I were concerned. That brick were a plumper. Folk kept saying, "What's to do with that chap?" And then I heard another say, "Somebody's been jogging his memory." Oh, but I'd had enough. I don't know who's getting into this deal, I don't care. My mother used to say, "It'll come to thee yet, mind if it doesn't." Only this come. Oh, it come on Monday. After that bricklet, I don't believe I said another word, no, but oh my. And I began to feel it as if I didn't care so much about stopping there any longer, so I piped off, with me head down. For bits of hard stuff kept flying up and down, thick and thief out like cast iron pigeons. Yeah, I get one somewhere. I've made up my mind to have nothing to do with none of their elections where they begin to telegraph with bricks. That's the end of my nomination do. That was, Joe, I'm not but a poor hand at music, but my head's been agate singing ever since.